think we're live. What's up, Brand?
Hey, what's up, Molly? Thanks for having me on, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's like you're a part of the show or something, right? unlike our
Maybe.
unlike our other guests that aren't on time, but you guys already know Latecoin Moses and Wasabi will be here in a second after he goes back from the store. And Crypto Coffee will not be joining us tonight because he is too busy raging. So it'll be the four of us tonight, and we got some good stuff to go over with you guys. Real quick though, let's see who's in the chat, and then we're gonna start off with a little video for you guys. What's up, Russ? Yep, smash the like button. I agree. I will do it right now. Thank you for the advice. PulseChain, get your bags. I like it. Tis a thumbnail. What for the bucks? Yeah. So that's actually, if you go to Dig Satoshi, he actually made that thumbnail for me. It was pretty cool. He also made a really cool one of Richard. What's up, Joe Exotic? How you been, bud? It's been a while. Chris Hubert, yo. Kinetics, what's up, Kinetics? Yes, I look very snobbish in my nightly picture. I actually I commissioned him to make one of all of us brand. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. Yeah, he hasn't gotten back to me yet. But if he has the time, I told him I'd like to pay him to do like all of us, and then we could do like one big group picture with everyone. I thought that'd be cool.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome. Maddie, oh shoot, Maddie's all over the place. He's in the stream right now with Wales, Axis, Kareem, in our chat. Let's go, lights out. What's up, bud? Hexander, Cabana. For you guys that don't know, Cabana Crypto, I'm sure most of you guys do, but he has a show, Hex Happy Hour on Fridays, 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be doing that tomorrow. It'll be me, him, probably Vince, Big K, and then Gunther, the guy who's done the audit for the OA, he'll be on, so that'll be a fun one. What else we got?
That guy knows his stuff, man.
Yeah,
that was cool to see that. That was really cool.
And he continues to improve it too. Like that audit's gotten more and more in depth as he's gone on. It's really cool. It's like become his little project that he's just continued to grow.
I've seen him in the dev chat, and it's like, man, this is really cool to see people.
Bro,
asking for help.
He's super smart, super cool guy. I've talked to him a lot. I really enjoy talking to him. Very smart perspective. So it'd be cool to get him on the show and kind of pick his brain a little bit. What's up, Hex fam? What's up, Crypto Ewok? Pay me Hex. What's up, fam? Flames. What's up, Flames? Goddamn, I was meant to go back to sleep. Yeah, you're not gonna sleep. Sorry. Don't panic. Get all the financial advice. Yep, that's right. Screw it. Just don't sue me. Next, great stream. Yeah, Wake Up with Hex was a good stream this morning. If you guys didn't see that, check it out. It's really getting to the point where we don't have enough hours in the day. Like, I'm literally watching Hex content 24/7. Like, I put my earbuds in at work, and I got my phone, and I'm watching Hex content nonstop. Hex content, Twitter, Telegram. Like, I can't get enough right now because there's just opportunity when it comes to acquiring more knowledge in the space right now. Like if you're not balls deep in this right now, like you're missing out on gains.
This has been like the greatest opportunity, and I know you showed a photo the other day of, you know, when you kind of wake up and like you fell asleep listening to like content that was so invigorating and like exciting, and that's happened to me so many times where it's like, man, there's so many. And here's the thing, like since Hexicans are all around the world, like literally Hex Asians, we got the Hex Australians, and Germans and everyone else, all those different time zones kind of make it like when I'm falling asleep, it's like, okay, I'll listen to this stream, and then you end up falling asleep listening to it. But yeah, it's a great quote unquote like problem. Like it's not even a problem. Like it's an amazing thing, and it's showing expansion in the community, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure, man. Cabana just said the Hex pump tonight's on me, so I pretty sure I promised earlier. I can't remember if it was in the Wake Up with Hex chat or not, but pretty much guaranteed the pump tonight. So we gotta see what we can do. So don't make me a liar, guys. Go buy some Hex. I think we're actually getting a decent dip compared to what we've been. So it might not be a bad time. Yeah, we're sitting at like 266, so not too bad. 269 would be much better. So get on it, guys. Hexagon 720, good work today. Oh yeah, so if you guys haven't noticed, I literally spent all your hard-earned taxpayer dollars, essentially my salary as a military employee, on Twitter today, tweeting Elon Musk and tagging Hex and challenging the Hex community to go ahead and send out all the tweets. Oh, I'll let him up in a second since he's a little late. But just all the tweets in regards to Elon Musk. If you guys don't know, he's going on SNL Saturday. So I think it'd be really cool if we can get him at least to have eyes on Hex. And the way we do that, we all send out mass amounts of tweets. Just tag him, Hex, Hex, Hex. Give him a bunch of stupid memes. He seems to be drawn to those like a moth to flame. And let's see if we can make it happen. We got one more hard push tomorrow I'd like to do. And we'll see if we can get him to utter the words Hex, whether that be on SNL or I'll take even a tweet mention it. I think that'd be awesome.
It's been amazing to see. I mean, I tell you what, I've never seen something blow up that quick. So great job.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, hopefully we can keep going. What's up, bud? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get my camera to work.
Yeah, you doing the phone setup tonight?
No. I'm at my house, my office. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We were
so what's going on? What's going on, you guys?
We were just talking about the Hex Elon campaign.
Yeah, I heard a little bit of that. Yeah.
Bro, I literally from the morning I got to work till I left, all I did was I was just tweeting. I was tweeting memes, Elon. Like I think we probably got a couple thousand tweets to go out over the course of today, as far as Elon and Hex goes. So I'm hoping he at least laid eyes on one or two of them. I think if we could keep it another day straight, I think there's a good chance that he'll at least see it and hopefully say something. That would be amazing.
People like Elon and Gary Vee, they keep their finger on the pulse. You know, they know the power of memes and communities. And I tell you what, like you mentioned, it only takes so many mentions in the hashtag or whatever for them to realize like what's going on.
So that's the thumbnail you chose for this video?
I figured with these fat Hex bags I could just become an aristocrat and just
remember. You're not wrong, but like Jesus.
Remember that conversation we had where we're like out of like it was like you, me, and Wasabi, and like out of the three of us, like who's gonna become the most like elitist? And we're like definitely Wasabi.
Wasabi.
Like that's how I imagine Wasabi just walking around with his nose like just above everyone else. Out of my way, peasants! I know how to chart. Your technical analysis is weak. Speak of the devil, you must have heard me talking about him.
Honestly, even so, if I'm being really honest, probably one of the best things that ever happened to me was never really trying to learn how to chart. It's because I mean, and I know that's weird.
Wasabi left when you said that. And exit.
God damn it!
Fuck you, dude.
No, and it's not that I don't know how to like read a chart or anything like that. It's just like the reason I don't spend a shit ton of time on it for myself is because what I tend to notice is that obviously your mindset goes toward what you're focusing on, right? And typically when you're charting quite a lot, you're typically at least from what it looks like to me, most people are charting like the next breakout, which is typically within like a week or two. That's kind of what they're kind of doing basically, is like, oh, it might break out today or might break out this week or pretty soon or something. It's looking bullish, and they're not really thinking long term. Obviously, I know someone like looking to crypto is actually pretty good at actually kind of he puts a line on the chart and I go, okay, cool.
don't butter him up after.
Well,
like I'm glad I didn't learn that shit.
No. It's because it's like you have to learn what type of person, what kind of person you are. Really, it's if you have some people have more of a gambling mentality, right? So for them, like their style is probably an 80-20 model, which is something like I teach and me and Charlie teach as well. Is if you have that sort of like itchy finger for you want to be in shitcoins or you like to be like a trader, go have a trading account. But only 20% of your portfolio. So if you do blow up or you're really bad at choosing shitcoins, you get wrecked basically. But at least you still have the rest of your portfolio there and you're not completely zeroed out. It's just learning what type of personality you are and just, okay, I'm this kind of person, and admitting like, oh crap, I'm a bit of a gambler. So I put your gambling in a box to control it.
And that's a very good point, because like look at everyone on the screen, like all of our things are like we have different ways that we act, just like you said, just based off our personalities and what kind of who we actually are when it comes to how we make our observations, how we take in knowledge, how we actually act on that knowledge. Like for me, I'd say I'm probably I'm most similar to you, dollar cost, but I do it on a much more focused path. Obviously, I'm much more focused on Hex and just super in the weeds. But I'm the same way as you as far as macro view. But I also tend to be hyper focused on like I find the winning asset that I want to essentially invest all my eggs. So like, yes, I like the diversification to a degree, but at the same time, when I find the right project that I know really has the most upside or truly is revolutionary, like I'm gonna put 100% of my effort behind it, whether that be the community, whether that be the research, whether that be the production, all of it. So it's a more hyper focused version of you, whereas you do the same thing. You delve into all these communities, but you do it on a scale much larger than what I do. You go into different Telegram chats, Twitters, everything like that. Brand is like our most sociable one out of all of us. He's on social media 24/7. He's in there with the influencers, probably the most personable out of everyone on the screen. Probably one of the most trustworthy and loyal people you can meet. And then you got freaking Wasabi over there looking at crypto, who has the best TA in the business. And it's great, right? So we all get to play off each other's strengths. And then where our weaknesses are, we can work off each other to fill in those gaps. And it really makes a beautiful teamwork, just like this stream, where I might be lacking in one area, you can reach out to like places I haven't actually sent my little tendrils out to, and then you can elaborate. And then then Wasabi can go in there and give you the TA on the specifics of that, and the brand can tell you about, oh yeah, I know who's running that. Oh yeah, I talked to them the other day. Oh yeah, I've set up a green room. We'll go back there and we'll chat. And like together, that makes essentially the perfect person when it comes to investing in the space. Whereas no one person can really be good at all those things at once. Very rare.
Right.
Totally.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's all I was gonna say. Is I agree.
Oh,
Totally.
I just figured out my camera situation.
Nice.
Now,
Can't wait to see your beautiful face.
Just came home from the gym, sweaty.
Oof. Bringing back the beach bod.
Yeah, dude, that was the fastest workout I ever had. Like literally, dude, that's one thing that I'm terrible at is it's time management. It's more like I'm forgetful sometimes. Things like I don't forget my crypto positions or anything like that, but like I'm so focused on crypto that I literally will forget. Like I tell you, like, yeah, Molly, yeah, I'll be there 7 in the afternoon. Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah, for sure. Then it's like 6:43. Oh shit.
This is like the earliest you've ever been, so bravo. This is still a come up for you, so
yeah,
not bad. And I'd rather you get healthy and keep working out. So if you gotta come a little bit late, that's fine.
Dude, I'm being serious here, man. Like I was feeling depressed the last 2 days. Seriously depressed. Like actually, not like you know like anything bad or something like hurting myself or anything like that. Just more like just bummed out.
Just kind
basically.
of in the dumps.
Yeah, because I'm not used to being at home so much, or going to the office or anything like that. It's weird for me. I'm usually always outside. This is weird. My whole life's transitioning.
Well, that's another thing. Even just something simple as biological too, because you're outside working all the time. So just maybe not receiving the amount of like vitamin D that you normally get from the sun. That's actually shown signs to like lead to depression, low energy. A lot of stuff that you might have experienced over the past couple of days if you've just been staying inside. It
turned into boredom, sadness turned into boredom. And I look at Wasabi with his little fucking smirk right there.
Yeah, he wouldn't. I heard he wouldn't even pick up and talk to you.
Dude, he would not talk to me at all. 0%. He was too busy. Like, well, I ain't gonna put him on Front Street, but.
I was talking to Dollar Cost, and both of us. What time was it? Like 3 or 4 in the morning, something stupid. So like I was incoherent pretty much, and then he was texting me incoherent shit. I'm like, "What are you saying?" He's like, "I don't know, man." I was like, "Okay, are you?" It's like, "You good?" He's like, "I think so." I was like, "All right." I had no clue what was going on.
I was tired. It was late. I went to sleep. Woke up like 2 hours later. Got no sleep that day, and I was like, and then the first thing I see is just Motley and looking to crypto talking. I'm like, oh, so you asshats didn't sleep either. I was like, first thing I go to sleep like watching Motley like talk to me or like send me a message, and I wake up, these two are talking to each other. I'm like, did you guys even sleep?
No.
Brand over here like sleeping like a baby though, not a peep. That was like that's why he looks glorious.
Guys, Brand doesn't even stay in the green room with us. Like we go do the outro and Brand is out. He's just like, all right, guys,
I need to be better about hanging out.
I'm adios. Fill me in later.
Yeah.
I got other streams to support.
Tamid. This guy cracks me up with his comments, and he's always talking about his wife's boyfriend.
Oh yeah, they're the best. That's hilarious. My wife. Let's see. I should actually be on the comments.
Yeah, that vitamin D is no joke.
Yeah, I mean, I take quite a lot of it as well. I mean, that's one thing that's if I could ever tell you guys to with vitamin K too. But I always supplement with this stuff and everything, like, especially if you're not gonna be outside a lot, because like we're dudes, like all of us, right? If you're in crypto right now, you got to be paying attention, right? And you're probably either on your phone all day inside, or you're on the computer screen all day inside, right? Drinking bangs and shit, you know, getting not any vitamin D.
Totally.
And yeah, man, gotta stay sharp.
Definitely. I mean, it's the only legal hormone you can. I know we're about to talk about crypto and Hex and all this other stuff, but it's just there. Like we're you know, this is like been really on my mind lately about like you got to figure out how you can function at the highest capacity you can during this time, because this is like this next year, 6 months to a year, however long this whole cycle lasts. This is where you make your money. I'm serious. So you got to be on the fucking ball. I'm sacrificing
health. I know it's not
probably.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, we'll talk about sacrificing later too. But I've definitely sacrificed a good amount of health just when it comes to sleep and probably activity wise. Just because I know how pivotal and how important this 1 year is for the rest of my life. Right, like this.
Correct.
If we set ourselves up properly this year and capitalize where we need to, our powers combined, you know, kind of thing. We might not have to ever work again. So that'd be pretty amazing to do at our age. So to me, it's worth a little bit of the detriment to our health to capitalize on the time that we have now. As much as that sucks to say, and I know it's probably not the right answer, there's just too much money to be had not to be fully engrossed in this right now. And then when you feel a little sad, you know, we can call each other and pep each other up. Like, bro, just look at your bags. Look at your bags. It's okay.
I think that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of traders are actually pretty depressed as well, because they're just sitting in front of a screen all day. But usually these traders aren't really talking to each other, so they have no reason because of a project, because they don't have any loyalty to any project or anything.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's for one, the stress levels are going to be much higher because they're going to be very reactive to low time frames. So generally traders like to use 4-hour charts, which is a total waste of time. Again, they just do not make money compared to people that just buy and hold. They do not. And that's very stressful because they're constantly it turns into more. The problem is it basically turns into like a gambling. It turns into basically outright gambling where they're losing money, and then even if they have wins, they get like a loss later on, which basically gets them back to square one. So stress levels are going to be higher, and it's not healthy. Like none of it is healthy at all. So the thing with all the stuff going on with COVID, people are basically going to have to figure out if they've had drastic changes to their day-to-day life, and that does apply to people in crypto, like even people on streams that are doing this stuff inside. Like you do have to like basically go outside and like do other things. If in the future you basically step away from what your previous lifestyle was, like whether it was career related, all that stuff. Like I don't know. I think health is very important. Health is very important.
Wasabi work.
There's no point.
Hey man, those random lines.
Yeah, there's no point being rich if you can't, like, if you're either your mental or your physical health aren't there, then there's no point to it.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah,
100% agree.
No, definitely. But if I have to cry, I'd rather cry in a Maybach. You know,
Oh, this plush leather feels so good on my tear-soaked skin.
but another thing with the trade. I mean, dude, look, okay, I'm not trying to shit on a lot of traders. Like, obviously, I know a lot of us come from the Hex community, right? And shout out, cha-ching, No, literally, cha-ching.
Literally cha-ching.
Cha-ching the last weeks.
You guys haven't looked at the chart.
Doing pretty nice, cha-ching.
Yeah.
But I know some traders actually do make consistent money and actually do make great money, as well as typically the traders that I know that do well are kind of like half investors, half traders. And I think it's probably mostly because of the investing side, I think, more than anything. But another part too is some traders can even be kind of mediocre. But the thing is like their bags are really big now. So if you just stay around long enough, and then let's just say you're playing around with a couple $1 million and you get a 30% move on a $3 million bag, dude, that's a lot of money, right? And then you don't have to like go for like the fences every time. And I think, and that's another thing too, is I see a lot of the guys who really get wrecked out a lot of times. It's either, they're over leveraged, and then there's like a, I don't know, 20% down wick or some shit, 25% down wick, or look at these guys crying out in ham and R because they don't have any bread. What?
I don't even know what it means.
I don't know what he means. That was a smart way to shit on us. I love that.
Is it though?
Yeah, I guess it depends on like what you consider trading too. So, like for example, if this is why I think the buy and hold gives you the best it gives you the best options, because whatever coins you believe in long term, if it's Hex, Ethereum, Bitcoin, like in the case for Ethereum, for example, there's the narratives with it flipping to Bitcoin. And I'm just going to tell you, if Ethereum flips, if it actually flips Bitcoin in market cap, I'm taking that trade. I'm dumping all my Ethereum into Bitcoin, because at that point, the risk to reward like makes sense to do that. It's like you're already massively up. So, there's probably going to be like a deep retracement if something like that ever were to happen. But there's certain exceptions to that rule. It goes to like the whole like overvaluation thing, which long term, I think there's way more going for Ethereum, as well as like a lot of things in this space, as opposed to Bitcoin, since Bitcoin is locked as a store of value, which is fine. Like that ends up working. But this kind of trading mentality, you can consider it's almost like you're rebalancing at that point. You can make educated rebalanced adjustments based on how high one thing is relative to the other, and like that's really about it. Like if you do that, you're gonna get ahead versus the guy that's trading on 4-hour time frames, because the guys that are trading on those low time frames, like if it's like, okay, are they first off, if they're making money versus USD, you're going to do that holding any coin in this market. But are they actually growing relative to the best coins in the space, or is their stack size actually increasing? And for most people, like 99% of traders, it's just no. Like they end up getting wrecked, and then they get left behind, because statistically speaking, if you're constantly going in and out of coins, you're going to lose. You're just not going to be holding it when the big move actually happens, and those big moves happen very quickly. So, but most people, you know what? 99% of people aren't going to listen, but the 1% that do are going to take the full pot. So, that's just how it is. Or that's probably more like an 80-20 rule. 80% lose, 20% are the big winners.
While Brent gets a drink and DC went off to do something, that actually kind of brings up the video I wanted to show. So for you guys that don't know him, Johnny Chaos, he's in the chat. He's a Hexican. He's very, very intelligent. Anyone on the screen probably vouch for him. Dude's got a lot of good information. I'm going to play a short video that he did for the Hex community, and it applies to any crypto, right? It shows that difference between a trader's mentality and a holder's mentality. Because if you're invested in the right asset in this market, and you actually hold it and do a long-term hold, you're always going to be successful. It's founders and holders of coins that make all the money. So it's a mindset that you got to switch from going from that shiny object syndrome to realizing how valuable the bag of what you have actually is, if you're able to hold on to it to realize those long-term gains. So I'm going to go ahead and share a video that he did not too long ago, so you guys can watch. Let's see. Go share audio. All right, cool.
So it's crack-a-lacking today, you guys.
What's up? I'm about to show a video that Johnny did with we were just talking about how you have traders, and then just being able to actually hold like this is going to be in relation to Hex, obviously, But this video is very good to show you the value of being able to hold your valuable crypto, your good assets that you have for long periods of time, and how they go from marbles to actual diamonds.
Okay. We got these.
Can you guys hear it?
For half a penny a piece.
Cool.
So we're gonna sit on them for a while because we figure, heck, right? We can at least get I don't know, maybe 2 cents out of him later, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put our marbles in our bag, shall we? So, here's the deal. Sometimes when you buy something, you don't really know what you're getting. I mean, you're excited because you got a good deal, but you still don't really know what you're getting, right? So,
Right.
if you sit on them long enough, you're liable to make some money out of it. So that's just kind of sort of how
seen this
things
video,
go,
DC?
No, I've never seen it.
Okay.
If you do it long enough, and you wait on it long enough, you can get your price out of them. But because we got them at half a penny a piece, they don't seem like they're worth much. So, if anybody offers a little bit more, I think that, we could probably take that offer pretty easy, right? I mean, come on. We really just got these things for, a penny a piece. So what's it matter if we sell them for 2 cents, right? Here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem. Sometimes when you get a really good deal on something, you don't appreciate it. You don't appreciate it. You really don't. See, sometimes you'll find you're actually holding diamonds all along. Kind of suck to sell some diamonds for 2 cents a piece, wouldn't it? And in all actuality, they might be diamonds, but this is the thing. This is the perception of value. This is the perception of value. Sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes.
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! Okay.
That's sleight of hand, though.
Okay. I was on
Let's
board,
go.
Johnny. I was on board, Johnny. That
Got
was a
him.
lot. That was a lot.
I love it.
We'll see him in Vegas doing magic tricks.
Yes.
But the core message.
Here's
there
your
is
girlfriend, and now she's mine.
the core message there really spoke to what we're talking about, though, for just degenerate traders and people that realize how valuable the assets they actually have are, and are able not only to hold them through the bull cycle, but hold them through the bear market. That's where your hands really get tested, when all of us had to hold bags over 4 years, right? Most people can't do that. Most people chose the wrong asset to begin with, and that's a whole nother thing in itself, is choosing the right asset to actually hold
Motley.
through multiple cycles.
Thanks, Motley.
You're welcome.
Taking shots on me like that.
What?
I'll mess with you.
I mean, if you want to come clean and tell us the horror stories, we can.
Yeah. Even Litecoin's almost up to all-time highs now. Almost.
What's it at? I haven't been
Three-
watching.
three-
It's probably like
350.
350 or something. Yeah.
Not at that
350,
1,000.
sir.
Not at that 1,000 mark yet.
Yeah. I'm
Soon,
happy to
soon.
say I have never bought a Litecoin over $220, so I'm feeling quite happy right now.
Good, man. I'm glad. Johnny likes the video. Thanks for the video, John.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
But yeah, all right. So, what do we have on the docket today? That is the question.
Where's
What? Someone mentioned Tribe Coin. Have you ever heard of Tribe Coin?
No, sir, I
cost?
have not. Nope.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah. Man, I can
Me
look it up.
either.
Let's see. Tribe.
Sounds like something Naga would create, Naga Tribe, something like that.
No. Oh,
you
fake.
see his-
Oh.
His Lambo video the other day.
How bad? How bad? How bad is it?
No, it's not bad. It's just a project. It's okay. So now I remember. So this is basically the coin that, if I remember this correctly, this is the coin that makes Faye, which is like, it's basically a new version of Dai. Same thing. It's supposed to be a decentralized stable coin. It was like an ICO that was really pushed on all the like crypto influencers back in like 2017, and it pretty much, a lot of people were really pissed off how long it fucking took to launch, because it just barely launched, like probably a month or so ago. and it was supposed to have like come out since like 2017. So it's like a lot of people are holding a lot of that bags, and then too the stablecoin Faye had, I'm not sure if it gained the peg yet, but it was selling under $1. It's supposed to be at $1, and it was selling under $1. So like some people got pretty wrecked, I think, or just got really irritated because there's also this whole thing too, is like if you're in 2017, you've had that money like waiting there to unlock for such a long time, and then you could have even with the loss, you could have just used it throughout the bear market to make yourself even richer. So you could have made back the money you lost. So a lot of these guys, it's probably gonna be pumped out quite a lot because a ton of your favorite influencers have big bags of this shit since 2017, and they're going to shill it to you. So congrats, you guys. No, I'm serious. They have to. I mean, like, fuck, man. If I was in a position for like fucking 4 years, buy Litecoin, for 4 years and stuff, I'd be shilling it to you guys.
Yeah, I mean, people are willing to sell their soul at that point and that's the thing. And I've seen it in the Hex community as well, right? Some people get that shiny light syndrome, and they go to different projects or copycats, and they get wrecked bad, right? Because they're a rug pull, or they go to a scam or something like that. And any sort of glimmer of hope where they think they can maybe like, oh, well, it looks like looks like we got a little bit of a bounce, and they start shilling it again. They know it's been rug pulled. They know it was a scam, but they have such a bag and they're so vested in it, they're almost willing to just sell their morality just to get rid of their bags, because it really is that extreme when you have so much money vested in these things and you make the wrong choice, and then next thing you know, you're willing to literally at the cost of others try to shill this bag that that's probably dog shit, but you're just trying to get out. It just puts you in an awful situation.
I love watching the old videos, right? There's like Peter from the coin that sold it, I think it was like less than half a penny, something like that, and time takes its course and you realize, oh man, this did so much better than some of the other things. Or even just a lot of people that I knew that even most recently with like Doge and whatnot, they used to have millions and millions and sold it all. And anyways, the rising tide does lift all ships, but at the end of the day,
it might pump. Here's the thing too with like something like a tribe, right? Is it actually is a good idea, but watch this. But Faye or Tribe is supposed to be a decentralized cryptocurrency. And obviously, if you look on their website, who are the top investors and advisors of the Tribe protocol? Andreessen Horowitz, shout out Uniswap, Coinbase Ventures. I could keep going down the list and stuff on this thing, but Variant, Framework, Nascent, like just Andreessen Horowitz and Coinbase alone knows that they got enough of it to control it.
Right. Right.
So dude, I'm telling you, man, so it's a fake, and people will probably argue with me with this. Hopefully, if I'm wrong, great, because right now it is something we really, really, really need. We need a decentralized stablecoin really badly. We don't have one anymore with DAI. DAI is centralized. Yep. Because they can rug one of the other, because it used to be
Tether's gonna die.
Tether and USDC is both in it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say there might be one in the future, like synthetics and SUSD.
Yep.
That'd be cool.
That could be a very big one. But you have to also understand because I believe the entire synthetics market is based around. I think they use Chainlink, but you basically may need to get like redundancy built in to like the whole oracles. If I don't follow too much on Chainlink, but I know some people don't like it because of it not really being decentralized, or that's at least what I've heard. I can't say whether that's true or false because I haven't really followed Chainlink too much, but yeah, the market will figure one out though. There is eventually going to be a decentralized stablecoin. I'll be really surprised if we don't see it by the end of this market cycle.
We definitely need it. That's for sure.
Definitely.
Speaking of Uni, go back on your little brief mention of Uni. How's your Uni doing?
It's actually not terrible. Wait, give me 1 second. I'm posting the link everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys.
Can you talk about
Has anyone actually used V3 yet? Uniswap V3? I have not. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if anyone set limit orders or played around with it at all.
Not limit orders, but I did provide liquidity on the USDC and ETH side, ETH pool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was really expensive to do that, but I wanted one of those precious NFTs that everyone was getting for it and stuff. Because
what's going on? You got NFTs for providing liquidity?
Yeah, when you're instead of having LP tokens, you get like an NFT that shows up in your wallet. It's actually kind of cool.
Like Unisocks?
Well, Uniswap's more of a token, actually.
Yeah.
This is actually just like, what's an NFT? I guess technically it's a token. Technically,
what is it?
What do you mean?
Like, what is the NFT? Like, what?
It just basically shows it's almost like, imagine like you have a digital deed.
Just a badge of honor, kind of.
It's just technically that's to show that you actually own that liquidity that's in that pool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then from there you could probably in the future probably yield farm it and stuff in the future with Uniswap approved farm pools.
Oh, so you mean they're going to discriminate against people that don't have the Uniswap NFT? I think he froze.
Whoa!
What
the hell?
You're back. You're back.
Who froze? Was that me or DC?
It was DC. He's good.
Okay.
You're back, dude.
Okay.
Right. So how was the future, and what coins were pumping?
Everything. Everything was pumping. Tether was $1.25. Even Tether.
Oh, the end is near.
Yeah, I'm still learning it myself and everything. Right now the training wheels on the curve side of it, in terms of like where you provide liquidity on the price, it's kind of there, but it's not really as user friendly as it should be. So it'd be better if there was like kind of a toggle. They should have gone with toggle switches and stuff for liquidity pools, so to make it easier for people. But obviously they don't want it too easy, right? How do you DeFi stablecoin without having an Oracle? So yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is the problem.
It's hard, right? It's hard to do a decentralized stablecoin. This is the issue.
Right, because it can and will lose its peg, but you're buying it but basically you're kind of buying it for almost like not the same reason you have Monero, but it's like you had a shout out. You're essentially taking the risk of it not being as stable as it should be, just so no one can stop you from doing your fuckery and doing anything else. And two, some people really like that because they can hold money there, the government can't touch it, they can always have money on the internet forever with the decentralized stablecoin, which is why the government won't like it, as well as some people are like, I'm going to put all my money that I'm not going to get taxed on right into this stablecoin right here, when no one can stop it, and then I'll ape and get through back end places to then buy Bitcoin and ETH later on, which they can't stop as well. And that's kind of why a lot of people do want decentralized stablecoins, which is perfectly fine because fuck taxes, but pay them, but fuck them.
But like you said, it's hard to just figure out how to hold that peg, being truly decentralized.
Right, because it will lose its peg. And Maker at some point was kind of the last little stronghold, and then they had a vote, and then Coinbase and Bitfinex, or the people that controlled USDT, bought a ton of it, pushed it to add essentially those stablecoins onto the other side of it, and basically made it more ruggable. So if something happened to USDT or USDC, it would lose its peg instantly as well. Yep. Yeah. What's going on?
Well, I was interacting with the chat, and I come back because it's quiet. Wasabi's over there eating his damn dinner.
Yeah, I'm just like.
And then Brand is working on his damn posture, pondering the ways of the universe.
No, I was listening to what Dollar
So I have to come back because I can't interact with the chat for 5 seconds.
I was talking, right?
You were good. Wasabi's getting his caloric intake in for the night, and Brand is looking immaculate as always.
Quiet in the shadows. Hey, Dollar Cost, I'm actually curious about Uni V3. I mean,
okay,
is this like the first implementation per se of the NFT that you mentioned? I mean, I know maybe Motley or yourself can kind of talk about it, but for those that had the ETH, say for Gary Vee that kind of mentioned the one ETH in the MetaMask, like I don't know how all of that works per se, but just
so it's basically he kind of was. So he kind of alluded like it was going to be an airdrop, and I don't see no
he knew
airdrop.
What the fuck he was. He knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah,
Snake.
Yeah.
I figured that was gonna be the case, but just on the off chance, right. I spread my ETH out a little bit, just in case. But I figured that was gonna be a wash. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he's selling NFTs that are basically his time. So you could buy an
cool
NFT.
Idea. Cool
It's a much better version of an NFT that these
than
celebrities
a real NFT.
Because the end what the celebrities are selling is a bunch of bullshit for the most part. Check out my picture. Sure, it's got some value. Maybe if for some reason you're like the top 1% of 1% of 1% of people, like a Beeple or something, but most of it's trash. But imagine you had an NFT where like, hey, this NFT right here, I'll do a special guest appearance on your YouTube channel. Or I'll do a cameo. I'll do a podcast, or I'll do something like this. Hey, I'll invite you out to dinner, and you and some of your friends can hang out with me once a year for 3 years or 2 years or something, or for this year or something, and we'll schedule it out. That'd be really cool. Can you imagine if you could just go like? I mean, I would love to like. Obviously, damn it, I was about to say DMX, but he died. God damn it. God damn it.
Soon,
dude, that pissed me off right now. I was like, I really did want to be DMX. That would be cool, but. Damn. Oh well.
I wonder if he's gonna be like. It doesn't seem like you're really. I mean, you could sell it like that, but it doesn't really seem like there's any sort of contractual obligation there. You know,
right.
Like it seems like you could still just get out of it and not have much of a case.
No, it's true, but there is. But social media and the internet never forgets.
Yeah,
so
it holds you liable.
It holds you a little liable, and it's like, man, why would I buy from anything for this dude? Like, and people be talking shit if you didn't do it. Like, dude, we never even met up for anything, dude. You just a complete ripoff. Fuck, and then it would affect them in the future.
Gary Vee has too much reputation on social media to let that crash and burn. So it's a good point.
Yeah,
I know other people that probably would say fuck that and renege on their word essentially.
Yeah, exactly. They can get out of it and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the risk as well. But at least there's something of value, which is their time that they'll be present to somewhere. So that's actually probably a more valuable NFT than just a picture, if we're just being honest. So it's sort of like, hey, I'll shout you. Like imagine like you're like, let me see if I can get a shout out from Will Smith or some shit, right? Like if whoever wants that, be like, yeah, shout me out 3 times a year and stuff like that. Imagine like he's like, yeah, okay, and you buy the NFT and you own it and you do it and he does it. You're like, damn, that was worth it. Cool.
Right.
That's actually.
Or you could just use Cameo. Either or.
Yeah. Well, some people aren't on Cameo, but yeah. But you know what I mean. Oh, there is something huge that's coming up right now. I forgot to mention this on Twitter. Tip jar. Soon enough, you'll be able to actually tip people on Twitter for tweets that you like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Cool. Game changer right there, dude.
That's huge.
That's
Wait, is that a cryptocurrency or
no?
That's just a feature on Twitter.
Twitter's going to launch it soon.
Whoa, that's pretty big.
These. So for all you guys, a shit post. Congratulations, boys. We made it.
Just shaking that tip jar.
I'm gonna start being Uni Omi goes down, you guys. Uni Omi goes down. Just start getting.
Oh my god,
dude, that's gonna be huge, man. So
that's smart. That's real.
No. I mean, every other platform you can make money. It's like Twitter was really the last place that really wasn't monetized.
Not monetized for the users, but monetized for Twitter. Yeah,
for Twitter.
So that's cool that they're actually.
Anyone that was famous obviously could also take money in the background through a DM, as well. And it get me like, hey, promote this, or like, hey, you should talk about this, and sure. But now there's actually like he's essentially writing super chats to Twitter, which is kind of cool. Let's see, he's like.
It's kind of cool.
Interesting.
That's cool.
NFTs actually give you ownership to his website and revenue. I like that. Yeah, like there's creative stuff you can do with it. Again, I don't know what the actual contractual obligation would be, if any, and if it would hold up in court if you just decide, nah, I'm not going to share that revenue anymore. So that's just the risk you run with that kind of stuff as of now.
Okay, you guys, the US dollar is no longer the dollar. So we're making the digital dollar that's backed by an NFT, that's backed by the military that say they will shoot you if you don't say this contract is factual. Okay. It's just funny. We're just recreating the stuff that already exists already, except we're in kind of a more loosey-goosey sort of a way. Unless, but that's also why like people make these contracts inside of these walled gardens that are like DeFi projects, because essentially both of the money's locked up in the contract. So it's like you both agree to it. You can't renege out of it.
Can you imagine the future where you go to court or whatever, and you're literally like suing like Will Smith or whatever, just like, yeah, I bought an NFT saying Will Smith would shout me out 3 times a year, and he didn't make good on his end, judge. See, this is the NFT right here. Like, yep. Motley's gonna win this case. Pay it. Shout him out right here, Will Smith, in court. It could get to a point like that, but it should be interesting in the future.
I will say that about the Gary Vee thing. It probably helped pump ETH a bit, which is good. So, I mean, it's a net positive, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably did push some people that didn't hold ETH before. They were like, let me hold some ETH.
Yeah, I switched over some stuff to ETH. So.
Yeah, because I do think people are not respecting what's going to happen with Ethereum pretty soon. Same, even with like the same things. Like if you just look at what's
10K easy.
Yeah, it's easy. definitely. I mean, even Uni, right? Like I was saying, like we're probably gonna get a bit of a run up on Uni and stuff into V3, and then just continue along because there's going to be more upgrades that are coming out. Like we're getting optimistic rollups in like probably a week or 2 weeks on V3 and stuff. So they're rolling out more and more features as it goes. I honestly, the only thing I've been disappointed with V3 was I thought the pool was because it was going to be a little more user friendly, or at least allow you more access to really choose like the price targets for where you wanted to generate income on the pool. And they also said, I guess supposedly you could be one side of the pool and stuff, but it's like I'd have to play around with it more and stuff. But it's pretty cool.
Right. You guys mentioned ETH kind of at the price it's at now, and I remember when Bitcoin did its drop from like 6,600 to like 3,000 something, and it's I agree with what your guys' sentiment saying that as far as ETH goes, it still could have many more legs up and lots more length to the cycle per se. I mean, it seems like we're kind of just getting started from the consensus I see at least.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, this whole market cycle is gonna go much higher. There's a lot of people with PTSD from the last bear market that are basically, in my opinion, selling way too early. Like they're basically just having basically trauma from the bear market. Going through that, and then they think it's going to happen again so soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's eventually going to be a bear market, but just you have to look at how things have played out historically, and the cycles have just kind of gotten longer. So it's way too early to be thinking about, bear market and all that stuff. The whole market is going to explode. I mean, it's pretty insane, but I think other than Q4 of this year, I think Q4 of this year is going to be the last quarter Bitcoin leads the market. But I would say this summer and basically anytime that's not Q4, I think everything in the market's going to be pumping like crazy. It's just people don't get how high this shit can really go. It goes much higher than you think it does. It just does. That's what crypto does. So it's still not, the prices still really are not that high in the grand scheme of the bull market. It's going way higher.
I saw people just saying they were already seeing bearish tendencies and all this stuff. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I haven't seen the market more bullish in like forever. And like, this is just the start. Like you said, we're getting those elongated cycles, and like I think we're definitely looking into Q1 of 2022 potentially going on in the future. And you're going to see everyone based off, like you were saying, from having PTSD from the last cycle. They're going to start looking around September, August to start moving from their positions. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with taking your profit, transferring stuff into USDC, going to stable coins. But there's going to be a lot of people that prematurely start moving their positions out or move their entire positions out, and then they just get left behind because the cycle really is starting to shape up, looking to be longer than what we've seen in the past.
Yep.
It's like, yeah.
Sorry, you want to talk about Ethereum a little bit? Look into crypto.
Yeah, I guess you're talking about
since like, we're close to all-time highs right now.
Yeah, I would say I still think Ethereum is going to go much higher. I wouldn't be even surprised to see like a 14 to 16, maybe even 20,000 for ETH, but that might be stretching it a little bit. But I think it is going to go over 10,000 seems kind of low to me. I won't be surprised to see 14 to 16 for ETH this cycle, and then it just means alts in the market are probably going to pump harder because you have kind of the in the bull markets, especially, like it takes a lot to lift up the prices on ETH and Bitcoin. But in the case for alts, like those are going to pump really hard. Just make sure, at least if you're holding, just make sure you're holding coins you actually believe in, because I mean, literally the entire market at this point is going to pump. And then as far as the Hex price, like I think it's really cheap right now, to be honest. Like, not financial advice where you buy on the price chart. Again, when you hit the buy button, that's on you. When you hit the sell button, that's on you. But to me, it's still very, very early in the market cycle for Hex, because the 3-wave is very powerful, and we haven't even gone into like the expansion of the 3-wave yet. So personally, for me, I mean, I think it's just getting started. It's gonna go way higher than people think. That's all I'm gonna say.
Do you think DOT or Ethereum outperforms from this point?
I think DOT's gonna outperform, because the way I see it is Ethereum basically helped scale Bitcoin. Ethereum is basically, in a way, kind of a side chain, so to say, to Bitcoin, because there's actually shit you can do on Ethereum. You can access DEXs, but it's hit the limits of the block space, and that's starting to blow off into other networks. And DOT has an excellent network design. I think that is going to be a smart contract platform that is going to be around for a very long time. The way I see it, it's unique in what it does. It doesn't have smart contracts now, but there's like 300 projects that are going to deploy. Kusama is going to be an early version of like what that's going to look like. Anybody that's discounting DOT's going to be wrong. I'm just telling you that. It's going to pump hard as fuck this cycle. So just anything that has like the laws of it's, I'm going to say, basically for the bull market, the market cap multiples that DC talks about is very applicable to this kind of stuff. So everything is going to do really well. It's just Ethereum is maybe going to do like, I don't know, a 4x, 5x, and then other things are going to pump, 10x or more.
Right now, things are pumping that shouldn't even be pumping, and obviously, like it just depends how close you are to the crypto space. If you're looking from far away, everything looks like shit, like a shit coin to the outside world, right? Even Bitcoin, people even shit on what Bitcoin is doing, right? And they think that's a bad coin. But for the crypto people in the space, like right now, like the dumbest things, like there's something called Cum Rocket that like shot up to like crazy amounts of money, and some people have made it
or whatever. Oh my god. So bad.
I mean, so it's the dumbest shit's pumping right now, but you can't be salty at it. And then I'm noticing even like a lot of the guys, even that a lot of the guys that even I know, like from the courses and other people or anyone new for the space, they're all trying to chase these pumps. And what happens is they catch some of them, but what ends up happening is the momentum off those shit coins stop and then go to the mid caps or go to the large caps, which they'll hold none of, and then ape into that, buy the tops on those, and then the guys who own all those coins dump into the other smaller coins, and then rinse and repeat. So they start taking their money. So it's sort of like you're playing a game of hopscotch, and you manage to get in. You're like, cool, and then they leave, and then you're like, oh, they left, and you chase after them, and then they just keep dumping on you, and then so it's like they just randomly catch a pump, and then they get lumps. Yep, yes sir.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Shortly followed. I like Internet Looker's stealth show of his bags.
no, Internet Looker did pretty well with that, obviously.
Yeah,
that's it.
All these have done really well, obviously.
Yep. Yeah. The only one seriously that I was going to invest into pretty early on was probably just maybe on Federal Reserve, like Internet Lurker was talking about. Sol, I got some and stuff, but on Federal Reserve was one I actually saw really, really, really early on, like $1 million market cap. Oof.
Damn. Oh my god.
Oof. Yeah, I know. I just didn't do it. I just didn't do it because I don't know what the hell I didn't do it. It's just I was looking at it for 40 minutes and I was like, this thing has a moat. It's just you can't you whiff them, you know? You whiff it sometimes.
You can't get them all.
Yeah.
Can't get them all. Can't catch them all.
Yeah.
Can't.
But people, yeah,
Pikachu.
and this is the same thing too, right? Like, right? But eventually, your coin will pump. I know that sounds crazy. People are like so crazy. Like, people were like, I'm not gonna say who, but people were shitting on Ethereum not pumping, and it pumped. You know what I mean? People were making fun of Bitcoin. It's a stablecoin. It's not gonna move. It's never gonna break $20,000, and it pumped a 6 Bitcoin, 3x'd. From its all-time high. We're like literally we're just a little under a 3 times multiple from its all-time high life cycle. Celsius right now, right? Celsius has been like a stable coin at $5, and people have been losing their mind. And then when that thing moves, they're going to be sad. They're going to be paying $25 for a coin
because they didn't buy
instead of $5. They didn't buy,
and they will buy.
That's always the best time.
Yeah. And here's also the thing too is like you never for coin like it's obviously right you make all these crazy gains on these shit coins but you never put enough money for it to really like I mean most people they'll put 5 or 10% or something or some small amount and then it goes up 20 times. They're like, damn, this is crazy. I made a ton of money on it. But the thing is most of the times
they're never
like,
realized.
They're never realized. Yeah.
Yep. Because it's usually a small amount and they're so ecstatic with the gains they have from that small amount they hold too long. They have that meteoric rise, and then it just crashes shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
it's just you very rarely
actually. There's literally 5 to 10 people in this world that have probably had their life savings in cummies that killed it. Killed. Obviously, the founders, the people who developed it, yeah, those fuckers came out clean. Yeah. But like, there was this one crazy guy on Reddit that was like, he put everything he owned in crypto into it and fucking became a multi-millionaire. Awesome.
Dollar cost. I agree with your point about like market sentiment in general. Like we saw the same thing with Hex, or you mentioned Cell, or just in general when you have like the chart kind of consolidating and people are like, okay, is it ever going to go up again? Is it going to, it's consolidating. And then you just have some massive pump and like some of the people that haven't like been experienced, they'll like chase the other gains when in reality, that's the best time to be accumulating, like you mentioned, because next thing you know, like you mentioned, $25 this or, multiple pennies the other one. And it's a good time to get in before everyone else FOMOs in and starts, chasing the top as it starts curving upwards.
Here we go. If you have 2K, what do you take out of these 3? I'm just taking Ethereum on this. What about you, Brand?
So with an extra 2K today, Uni, ETH, fuck.
I'd probably go ETH just because I know it's the best out of all the 3, but the other 2 could pump more than the ETH, hypothetically.
In percentage gains, yeah, you'll get more of a pump on Uni and Cell, just because they're lower market capped. But god damn it, I'm a Cell boy, man. I take it and sell. If you don't have sell, get some. But once you have a sell position and you're comfortable with it, that's when I start building other positions because that's what I mostly notice. Just because you like one coin, you like ape everything into the coin, and then you don't have anything else of a portfolio. And then when the coin's not doing anything, you're like just in trouble. Yeah, you're just stuck. Doesn't mean that the coin's going bad or doing it or it's gonna like rug on you, but you're just like
you have less moves. You're not as flexible. You're not as liquid. Let's see. Someone asked earlier what your price range on Hex is. Internet Lurker, Wasabi.
Yeah, I'd say for this year, let's just say for 2021.
Don't get too specific.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get.
Let's throw out some misdirection.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good.
Don't want to give them any of those golden chart price points that we've talked about.
Right. I mean, this is actually kind of hard now.
Now it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want you to slip up and let Internet Lurker
spicy chicken sandwich at Popeyes this year, bro. That's the price we're hitting. One Hex, one Popeye sandwich, one parody.
What does a Popeye sandwich go for? $3, $4, $5 maybe. Shit.
Seems realistic.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just much higher than it is now. Give you that answer.
So
there's to me again, the cycle on that is just getting started, and the golden chart is only going to be it's only going to be shared after the cycle is done.
You can buy it as an NFT.
Yeah.
we'll figure out a grand reveal. We'll figure something out. I know we were talking about something in the green room the other day, so it's in the works. You guys will see the golden chart at some point. We just got to decide how it gets released.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen it, but my answer
even
is
Brad
multiple
hasn't seen
dollars.
it.
yeah, which is all good, but you know, better to not, I guess, see it in that regard. But anyways, my answer is multiple dollars. I mean, I remember Hex at the beginning where it's just multiple zeros and then the 1, and then now it's like multiple pennies. And anyways, yeah, I think dollars could be here sooner than we think. Even Richard possibly kind of alluded to that happening with like the sacrifice phase of Pulse. And anyways, with the liquidity where it's at, the minimum viable liquidity, we could see some serious pumpage, dollars at the very least.
So for you guys that are here right now, and maybe you're not as deep in the Hexican community as clearly like me and Bran are, you might follow Dollar Cost or look into crypto on Moon Gang or Cultivate Crypto's show. Hex is, if you're not like in the weeds with what's coming over the next couple months for Hex, there is actually some big moves and big things coming up that are causing. If you haven't looked at Hex right now, I think we're pumping close to 3 cents. Let's see where we at, or like 2.6, 2.7 probably somewhere around there. Yeah, 2.66. Yeah, so we've already had essentially we've had a 2x since like last week, and we're going to continue to pump. So we're actually forking. Richard Hart is forking Ethereum, so it's going to be called PulseChain. And it's going to be one of the largest airdrops that anyone's seen to date. So if you have any sort of ERC20 token, you're going to get a copy of it on PulseChain, which is going to be, it's going to be a proof of stake. You're going to have 33 validators. All your transactions are going to be cheaper. They're going to be faster. You're going to get an airdrop copy of your token, your ERC20 tokens on the PulseChain network. Obviously, it's very bullish for Hexicans. And to actually get your Pulse tokens, we have something coming up in the next couple of weeks called the sacrifice phase, where Richard Hart has come up with a list of coins, not just ERC20 tokens, but Doge, Bitcoin, you name it. There's a whole list, essentially coins with big communities. You can sacrifice your coins, and the USD value is going to get you what's just going to be called a token X. Essentially, just think of it as a placeholder for Pulse after the end of sacrifice phase, which is 1 month. And so the Hex community, if you guys want to look into maybe getting your position in Hex, the Hex community is actually buying up all the Hex right now, because they're going to, when the sacrifice phase comes up, they're actually going to sacrifice a good portion of their Hex. So they're going to essentially send it to this address. It's kind of like the OA, the origin address, or you can just, in your mind, you can think of it as a burn address, like this Hex isn't going to get touched. So it's going to become more scarce. The community is going to pump it. Community is going to also turn in a lot of their coins that they don't want to have any longer. They're going to buy it to Hex and then throw in the sacrifice chamber, because why not pump your own bags as you do so? So we're probably looking at Hex at a minimum. I would say easy minimum 5 cents before the release of this sacrifice phase. So we have another potential doubling from here, and it could even go higher before the sacrifice phase starts. We could go upwards 5 to 10 cents. And then my end of the sacrifice prediction is somewhere between 10 cents and probably 25 cents. So you guys are probably going to see Hex do some absolutely insane stuff in the span of about a month or so from now. So keep an eye on it. There's some serious money to be made.
Yep, I already have my allotment set aside for it, so I can't wait to talk about that with again in the green room
off stream.
Yeah, off stream. So
we haven't gotten much into our strategy, guys, but there's all kinds of plays you can do on this, right? So it's not just Hex. Obviously, all your other ERC20s are being copied over. So if you want to make a play on synthetics or sell, and obviously some of these tokens are going to require the entity to come over and use them. Like obviously with Celsius, you need the business to come over and adopt this Pulse version of Cell. But let's say they do, and you go over there, you trade in some of your coins for Pulse, and you're now a Pulse whale. Essentially, just think of it as an Ethereum whale, just on a different chain, a different fork of Ethereum. You can go in there and buy up Cell at like $0. It's almost like in your entry point of when Cell first released, or any other ERC20 release. You can go in there once you've gotten your Pulse tokens, and you're now a whale in this ecosystem, and you can go buy up your favorite version of your Pulse version of your ERC20, and you can get that whale position that maybe you didn't get in on day one or the first year of a coin that you really like, you can actually go in there and do that in the Pulse network. So something to consider, something to keep your eye on. That's literally coming down the pipeline in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of potential there, a lot of speculation, a lot of different pieces moving at once. But Hex is a pretty safe bet in the meantime for multiple X's coming up in the next month or so. Yeah,
Yes,
we've definitely talked a lot of strategy back in the green room.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. It's fuck, man. I'm just waiting. I'm just sitting here, just like I'm waiting.
It's like you want to like tell everyone all your different strategies, but you can't, right? Because then it eats into your percentage, and it's all good until everyone else knows what your plan is, and then the value is no longer there.
Yeah.
But soon, people, soon.
Anyways, check for a pulse to verify life. That's funny.
What do you guys?
Eyes are twitching.
What do you guys think about Kia Zam's point about the Exodus wallet? I'm honestly not too familiar. I know I've heard of it, but is it similar to MetaMask, where like you hold your own keys and stuff like that?
Should be good because you have your own keys.
Okay.
So
Okay, cool.
yeah, if you got ERC20 tokens on there, you should be fine. You should copy over. Yep. So you'll get a Pulse version of your tokens.
Yeah, it's a pretty good wall. You can hold Bitcoin and you can hold Polkadot as well on there.
Did they ever make a mobile, or is it still just strictly a desktop? I haven't used it in a long time.
It's on mobile.
Okay. It used to be just a desktop wallet. Yep. Yeah, so we've had a lot of these forks. I mean, obviously Ethereum's been forked a lot, but a lot of the ERC20s haven't been airdropped in mass like this before. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it plays out.
I guess that's the one strategy I'm fine with. Just related to the ERC coins, because the main thing as far as what I'm going to be holding is you have Hex ETH, Hex Pulse, and Pulse token. So whatever snapshot of mine on non-Hex ERC coins that get copied over from the snapshot, whatever they're trading for on the DEX, I'm dumping all of them for Pulse token. The one that makes sense is the Hex Pulse token, because that is a big decision that's going to take time to play out between Hex ETH and Hex Pulse. So speculating on one side to the other is very risky, because it could become like an all or nothing play where either you double down in theory, or all the value, or you're on the wrong side and you get totally wrecked. Like you end up with like the BCH basically. So doing nothing, at least with regards to Hex, is going to be the safest strategy, where whatever the market decides, it won't matter in your situation. And then the case for any ERC coins that get copied over, I think it's possibly a good opportunity, like if you can move those on the DEX for more Pulse token. But I personally would not speculate on ERC coins. Like if you're not aware of how the ERC coin works on Ethereum,
oh my god,
you're setting yourself up for annihilation. Because every community has their own kind of community around it, and like most of the DeFi stuff, like Synthetics, for example, they're 100% devoted to Ethereum with optimism, so they're going to remain on that network. But ultimately, like it's not the same situation for everything. Like we've seen coins pop up on like Binance Smart Chain. You're going to see that kind of speculation also play out likely on PulseChain. But if you think you're going to become, let's say, a whale on like a DeFi protocol, like what's a good one on like
on where, on Binance Chain
or I'd say mostly on Ethereum.
You can honestly just use like Cell as an example, right? It's not DeFi, it's more CeFi. But like if the Cell guys don't come over and actually adopt the Pulse Cell, then you what use is it, right? You can't go and use it in their app. You can't get any of the interest on it. So like they actually have to be accepting. They actually have to come over and be accepting of that Pulse Cell. So that's where the risk lies with those kind of ERC20s. There's a few that might work, but like Wasabi said, like you really got to know what you're talking about, and you got to know what if the token actually has tokenomics that are actually decentralized and are still going to work on the Pulse network.
I'd highly recommend this to like Hexicans, you guys, because a lot of you guys don't really have much experience in shitcoins or in altcoins. That I'd probably only if you're going to play around in this thing, just play around with Pulse and Pulse Hex. That's it. And just don't fuck around with it. You're not if you really don't know what you're doing, you will get rinsed, completely wrecked.
And then this is the strategy that I've like talked about before, right? Like when there's a gold rush. So just think, right? We're essentially forking Ethereum. So there's a whole new Ethereum network to go play around in that's on PulseChain. So everyone's going to go out there and they're going to go prospecting for gold, right? They're going to try to strike it rich and essentially get an entry point where it starts at 0. So you can become a whale in your favorite thing. But if it doesn't gain adoption, it doesn't matter how many tokens you have of it. If there's no adoption, then the value is still 0. So I'd rather be the guy and this is Wasabi's play, and this is what it's going to be my main play as well. Obviously, the Hexicans are going to adopt it because obviously you guys know we're very passionate about this, and this fork is mainly for our project, but it's also for ERC20 tokens that are tired of paying high transactional fees. But at the same time, I'd rather be in possession, just like you see how much power and how much market movers there are when it comes to Ethereum whales. They can actually manipulate the market at their whim. So like I want to be in that position with Pulse. So like I'd rather be the guy selling you the pitchforks and shovels to go mine your gold, and hopefully you're out there prospecting, but you might come back with nothing, just dirt. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, you come back to me and you still have to buy everything from my convenience store. And I want to be that Pulse whale. I want to have that larger position in Hex Pulse where I know the town is built around me. So like those are the safe plays. Those are the optimal plays. If you do go out there and speculate, just be aware of how risky it is and make sure it is a very small percentage of your position, I would advise.
Yeah, because another way to kind of even because all the points Motley just made, those are all really good points. Yeah. In terms of this, if you're speculating with non-Pulse coins aside from Hex, like if you look at BSCs as an example, there's all sorts of speculative trading with like shit coins on Binance Smart Chain through PancakeSwap, but all the value is literally rolling into BNB token. Correct. So BNB token is going to go much higher this market cycle, but all the shit coins that are trading on the DEX, like people are basically leveraging the DEX to get more BNB coins, or at least the more knowledgeable whales in that ecosystem that are moving the order books on those coins are using it to get more BNB coins. So really another way to just kind of think about it is like Pulse is the native asset on the chain, and generally that's what people measure against, and usually that's where all the competition is, and that's what people are going to trade against. They're going to look at the Pulse to PRC coin ratio, and that's going to be the trading pair. So if you speculate on the wrong PRC coin, then you are going to lose basically all your money. But in the case for Hex is bootstrapped into this. Like there's a whole community that's already bootstrapped around Hex. The community is moving over to Pulse. So that is basically a matter of consensus. The community is agreeing to that. So it's easy to transition that value over from that circumstance. But every a lot of other aspects, like I would just focus on basically just building up Pulse if you're speculating on Pulse stacks or whatever I guess it ends up being called.
Real quick, I wanted to answer this question we didn't get a chance to, and just kind of give the order of operations for Hypnosis. So the sacrifice phase is going to take place first, and then there's going to be a snapshot where all the ERC20s are taken. That way you can't double dip, right? You can't get your snapshot. As much as I would like to get my snapshot and then be able to sacrifice my coins, the snapshot is going to take place after the sacrifice phase. So sacrifice phase first in the next couple of weeks. After that, it runs a month long. After that, your Pulse tokens will be distributed based off the USD value you entered the sacrifice phase, and essentially how many tokens of X did you get. Just think of token X as a placeholder for Pulse. And then at the end of the sacrifice phase, you'll be able to trade all the token X that you have for Pulse. And then that way they eliminated the whole ICO Howey test. You don't have to worry about it being a security. And everyone gets their Pulse tokens based on how much you have of Token X in the sacrifice phase. And then snapshots going to be taken of all your other ERC20s that you still have. And then those will be airdropped along with your Pulse that you're about to swap out for with your Token X. So snapshot after the sacrifice phase, so you can't double dip. Good question.
Yeah. Ooh, Internet Lurker had a good question, actually.
Which one? Sell?
Which
sell
where?
question earlier? This one?
Well, yeah, we'll sell eventually. Well, the other one, but that one too is actually
I'll let you touch on that real quick.
Yeah, we'll sell eventually, get a money transmitter license to become fiat on ramp. At some point, I think it will. It'll probably be next year, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Real quick before I get Internet Lurker's question up before this, Gravity Blast asked this a while ago. So he wants to know, Wasabi, what do you think about things like Akala or Pokedex? Do you like any if the current DOT and Kusama eco plays?
I would say, yeah, in those ecosystems, I'm primarily positioned in DOT. Kusama is also a good one as well because it's going to be the first one with the parachain. So if you want something that's basically more a surefire bet, then DOT and KSM are going to be your two best options from that standpoint. And then when the parachains launch, I know Akala is going to have its own parachain. My recommendation is if you do want to speculate on something like Akala, you can bonds a portion of your stack. I wouldn't do all of it. You know, obviously, if something like Akala worked out, that could be an asymmetric play. But there's also a lot of people that are going to be part of like the crowd loan as far as bonding their DOT or Kusama. So it's going to be really competitive, and I'm not sure if the payout's going to be really that great through the through bonding. I think that's more or less a gamble. My personal strategy, kind of instead of Akala, one that I'm closely following is Moonbeam because it's EVM compatible. It inherits the existing toolkit that Ethereum uses, and then there's likely going to be bridging between Moonbeam and Ethereum where you can basically have liquidity spill over onto Moonbeam, and then that value can get moved around basically the entire DOT or Kusama network. But Akala, I know is I would say Akala is definitely like the main one of interest. So if you do speculate on it, 10%, maybe 20%, because once you bond your Kusama or DOT, you will not have access to those coins for the lease period, however long that is.
6 months to 2 years.
Yeah,
somewhere in that range, probably.
Is this the question you were talking about, DC?
Yeah.
Do you guys really believe Pulse will gain value, or will we just be our own echo chamber of Hexicans, or will we be like a Tron? Oh, hope it's not the latter. But there are some valid points and concerns there. You want to go with that first, DC?
Yeah, honestly I would probably say I think it will have some value. If I'm just being really, really honest, I think it'll hold a lot of value up until the point where it just depends if there's going to be further development on Pulse later on. It's because at some point the gas fee problem is going to be solved across every single platform. So it'll be cheap transactions everywhere. So it's mostly going to be about accommodating projects at that point, and we might be the best at that. And then that's something. And we do have a nice community, so people would probably like coming over here because you instantly come over here, you're going to get traction.
We've gotten nicer.
Yeah, we've gotten
yeah,
we've gotten nicer,
true.
Obviously.
And that's something that I've been like talking about for a long time, that we need to not forget. We got to be kind of nice to other projects. Especially they're going to be coming over.
Honey versus vinegar.
We're sorry, guys. After people call you a scam for a year and you have the best appreciating asset of 2020, we're a little bitter. So it took us a while to get over that.
Yeah.
But I've seen the community turn around quite well, actually.
Even if you look into like t.me/PulseChain.com, the audio chat, you see a lot of other people that are from other communities that are like, man, what's this airdrop and fork going to be about? So it is to Dollar Cost's point about the usability in the future. And right now, even with ETH doing the S load function increase, like it broke a lot of contracts that actually used that. So it'll be cool to see those kinds of developers working on the new chain to have a good product going.
Definitely.
But yeah, so I mean, on the flip side of it too, right? Like Wasabi was talking about earlier, like this fork of Ethereum really is. It initially started off because it's for Hexicans, right? Like if you guys didn't know, during the Berlin fork for Ethereum, it increased the S load. So the actual projects or products in Hex's case that require actual computation increase our S load by 2.7x. So like when we go to end of stake, the Hex contract has to look at how many days you were staked and calculate all that. And that increased how much it cost us to end stake by 2.7x. So it's continued to stack and stack. Yeah. So eventually Richard had to do this, right? He had to move us onto essentially a fork of Ethereum. So our transaction costs go from being $100-something. Like it's just not feasible to pay $100-something to end a stake. Whereas now we go over to PulseChain and it only might cost you a fraction or two of a penny, like nothing. Right. It'll be next to nothing. So it was a necessity move at that point. And I get it. Hexicans were a little nasty in the beginning because we were tired of just getting beat down and called scam. And just like the Celsius community, we were gate kept. Mm-hmm. So our answer was to retaliate back. And obviously we've slowly pulled that back. And you always run into the risk of becoming an echo chamber. But at the same time, the narrative is we're also helping other Ethereum's coins, right? And other ERC20 tokens, because just like Hex, the transaction fees, they've come down, but it's still costing you $5, $10, $15 to just send coins somewhere, or to make a purchase on Uniswap, or maybe cost you $40 when the gas fees are high. Like it's just too much, especially for the small guys. When we're trying to get adoption and we're trying to kick off this full blown bull run cycle. You can't have the guys coming in that want to test the waters in crypto for the first time. They're coming in with $200, $300. And you're like, hey, 50 of that's going to have to go to your transaction costs. And they're like, what? It's like, sorry, like gas fees are high. I'm like, what the fuck is a gas fee? Like, I just want that token. Like, why can't I get $300 of that token? It's like, gotta pay the gas, and it just doesn't compute. They're turned off, and then we don't get the bull run that we should have because these gas fees are just too damn high.
Right. There's some really good points in the chat too from Chaos. So the whole thing, if you look at Binance Smart Chain, there was a huge spillover onto that because the fees were cheap. It allowed a lot of people to participate. I would say for the remainder of this market cycle, even though the gas limit was recently increased for Ethereum, I would say the fee dilemma is going to be here for Ethereum for the remainder of this market cycle. It's not going to go away. Even with layer 2 scaling, that's only to start. It's going to be Synthetics is going to be one of the first ones on L2, but that's basically its own isolated market on derivatives. So people that want what's referred to as composability, which means you can move value from one DeFi protocol to another, can only do it on L1. And the migration over onto L2 is going to take time. So during that downtime, there's a lot of opportunity for liquidity to start to appear on these other networks. So that's why, when I refer to Ethereum as in a way a sidechain to Bitcoin, we're now starting to see what these other networks that are effectively in a way side chains to Ethereum. And we see the side chain in the case for Ethereum, it accrued massive amounts of value, much like we're seeing that now with some competitive networks, even BSC. Like even if no matter what you think of VNB token, that's accrued massive amounts of value, and it's led by somebody in this space that is not going to disappear anytime soon. In fact, I think that one is much more likely to stick. So if there's an opportunity with liquidity and yield and all that kind of stuff on Pulse, then people are going to use it because it's a way for them to make money.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely. Hopefully, I mean, at some point, so basically at some point, hopefully some of the Ethereum fees actually permanently stay down, but until then it's going to be a big problem and stuff. Yeah,
we've said this for a long time, right? Like, don't get us wrong, like Ethereum's still going to do amazing this cycle and everything, but like this cycle Ethereum's really seen that push to get their shit together, because before this, they've just been resting on their laurels for so long because they killed the last bull cycle. There was no competition. There was no Polkadot. There was no Kusama. There was no well, Cardano, maybe it has a smart contract eventually. There was no yeah, I don't even know if you want to mention that coin yet, DC. But
yeah, in a minute.
Okay, I'll let you get the glory for that one. But yeah, no, there's no pulse chain coming out, so there was no competition. And just like with anything, when there's no competition in market, you get lazy. And when people are actually driven to come in and take your market share, like a lot can actually be accomplished. And I think Ethereum's starting to wake up to that. It's like, oh shit, we actually have people that can come in here and play in the space and potentially do it better. And if they don't get their shit in gear, they will definitely be left behind next cycle for sure.
Yeah, that is actually very true. And that's it, at least for this market cycle. It's kind of like the whole fee. In a way, it's very similar to the fee dilemma that Bitcoin had last cycle compared to like forks of Bitcoin, where the forks started to pump like crazy because that's what people were able to buy and move their money around to trade on like other exchanges, things like that. So I think there's a lot of similarities to that scenario as it is today with Ethereum and these other networks, because some of these other networks are very good. Like we've even mentioned Polkadot and Kusama. They have an excellent network design, and it's going to be very interesting to see how a lot of this stuff plays out over the next 10 years. And that's why personally, I think we're going to enter more of like a multi-chain environment. I'm personally not banking on everything aggregating onto Ethereum, even though I do think Ethereum is going to do well from a price standpoint. I think there's going to be these other networks that carve out their niche, and this is likely the cycle where you see that potential, and then some of that stuff is going to stick into the next cycle with whatever the market deems is the most valuable over time.
Yeah, 100%. And then one last thing I wanted to touch on as far as Pulse and sacrifice face and all that goes. Brennan's question right here: what would pose opportunity cost for giving up your Hex during the sacrifice phase if Hex continues pumping, right? So this is kind of the play, right? You got to figure out what the optimal strategy for you is. But like, I mean, I've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. Hex had a great dip. We got like what 1.3 cents, 1.2 cents almost. And buy your Pulse now, because we all knew the sacrifice phase was coming up, and it just makes sense to pump your own bags, right? If this is for the Hex community, whatever coins they decide they want to sacrifice for the opportunity to become a Pulse whale, they're going to convert it to Hex, because why would you not just convert a coin to pump your largest bag? It just makes sense, right? So like, if you weren't buying the dip back then you know you lost out on an extra X on your money. And now we're sitting around 2.5 cents to 2.7 cents. We have another X to go here. So like, you still have that opportunity cost to buy your bag of Hex now, ride the pump up, and then you only need to sacrifice a fraction of your Hex bag to get the Pulse tokens you want. But you got to make that move preemptively. Whereas if you wait until the last day before the sacrifice chamber is open, and then you just buy Hex, then you're not gonna get to ride the pump up with everyone else, and then you're only gonna get the USD value that you just put in. So buy your Hex now, ride the pump, and then you only have to sacrifice a fraction of what you started with, and then you get to keep the rest of the Hex for the snapshot if you so choose, or stake it out and get your stake copied over. It gives you more options, but you're running out of that time the longer you wait.
Yeah, pretty. I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself, man. I mean, it's just you gotta think of what you basically find more valuable, and probably being somewhere in the middle probably will help you guys out too as well. Just don't over leverage yourself.
Yeah, you know. Don't get me wrong. I think Hex ultimately is more valuable than PulseChain. Again, it's the pipeline, right? I mean, obviously, if it gains mass adoption, Pulse can become very valuable. I still think Hex is a more rare commodity and more powerful with the yield that it can earn you. But at the same time, Pulse, especially for a lot of Hexicans who have a lot of stuff staked, Pulse also gives you some flexibility too. And what better thing than to become a whale and the new ecosystem that supports your coin? How, just like we have Ethereum whales, how cool would it be to go be a Pulse whale, and you get to go and pump your own your own favorite coin on the Pulse chain, which
Right.
for us is Hex. So I would love to become a giant Pulse whale, own like a % of the supply, and defend price floors for Pulse Hex, pump Pulse Hex when there's dips. Like I would like that opportunity to actually be a good whale and the new ecosystem that we're creating on Pulse chain. So there's advantages to maybe sacrificing some Hex in the short term to essentially pump your bags even further in the long term. So you just got to figure out what plays work best for you. But yeah.
Yep.
There you go, Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you guys want to touch on? I'm just going through or see anything in the chat.
Let's see.
Yeah, I there was a comment from Chaos on ETHX that I agree with. I don't think ETHX is going away either. That's why I guess for anybody that thinks they can move, let's say, from ETHX into PulseX, you can still end up with a scenario where even the two can both simultaneously actually have value, things like that. So personally, I since ETHX was the first one, I think it's always going to be here, and I'd be surprised if I think it's gonna be valuable, very valuable in the future, and we could, because there's the whole thing with that a lot of people also don't quite understand, at least with even with the gas. So the gas fees themselves are an issue for onboarding new users that don't have a lot of economic mass, but there's a lot of whales in the system today that ultimately drive the price up. And if the whales decide they want to drive the price up on ETHX, they can do that. They can drive the price up much higher, and then it's always going to be there. So that's why if you think you can pick, let's say, one side versus the other, if you just hold all your coins, then you're basically covered in any scenario. Or if the value ends up splitting up, then you have value on both sides as well.
Yeah.
Doge to the moon.
Yeah, Kinetics asked if he could sacrifice his Doge, and as of now, it is on the sacrifice list. So again, I think that's just Richard's play with reaching out, not necessarily just to the Ethereum network, but other large communities, other large chains, and bringing them over, sacrificing the coins and becoming a pulse play. But yeah, like Wasabi was saying, like both chains in my eyes will hold value for different reasons, and you'll have different players in the ecosystems. But I think they'll do well. A lot of people have kind of come to the conclusion that they'll reach some sort of parity at some point. It's gonna be interesting to see what plays out. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't take the chance on gambling on one or the other, because chances are they're both going to have very, very high values, especially after the sacrifice phase with the pumping that we're going to see on ERC 20 Hex. And then right after that, once everyone's distributed their Pulse tokens, what do you think the highest pumped Pulse token is going to be on the new Pulse chain? It's going to be the Pulse Hex. So I think you're going to see crazy run-ups on both versions of Hex. So I would not trade any of them, honestly. Just like Johnny said, like you think they're marbles until they turn to diamonds. So you're gonna be very upset if you sold a bag of marbles when everyone else held theirs, and now it's just a big honking diamond.
Yeah. Yep.
So don't do it.
Yeah,
here's your financial advice.
That part is so underrated that most people fail to listen to, because I mean, even if you look at I recently looked at my Staker.app and I was like, damn. I was like, whoa. And that's now, dude. I was like, holy. I was like, I still do not think we're even at prices yet that are going to represent the next floor during the next bear market. So you have to kind of put that kind of stuff into perspective. Like, people are going to have bigger bags in the next bear market with, whatever the next, wherever the next floor ends up being after this whole bull market cycle. It's, to me, I think it's very likely there's going to be those that look on their Staker app, and it's going to represent more economic mass than they can possibly even bring into the market at the bottom next cycle from like their jobs or wherever. Not financial advice if you're YOLOing depending on how you're YOLOing all your money. Because there's a lot of people that got in even before this run up here. There's a lot of OG Hexicans that got in basically around day one, like Motley, like basically everybody on this panel, like Motley, DCC, Bran. They got in. Yeah, I got in around sometime around August, but again,
And he's still done very well.
yeah, and even then, like with like the big payday bonus, like it's done multiples. Like I looked at the USD value and I was like, damn, like that went up a lot.
And speak to your point real quick.
Yeah.
Just like Duhawk just said, once those Pulse tokens get released and PulseChain goes live, guess where the first mad rush is going to be. It's going to be on the new Pulse Hex. And guess what? If you missed out on ERC20 Hex, you now have your new opportunity to get in on day one of Pulse Hex, and it's going to be a mad dash. Just like Duhawk said, we could see 20 to 100x in like a blink of an eye, depending on how we still don't know if 100% sure how these these Pulse versions of the ERC20 tokens are going to work out. But if that evaluation starts at complete zero, and you, after the sacrifice phase is over, they hand you a big bag of Pulse tokens. Like, all right, go have fun, kids. Yeah, Pulse Hex is going to go. It's going to make a Doge pump look like nothing. So, if you missed out on Hex the first time, you might want to look into picking up some Pulse and then going over to Pulse Hex. It's going to be a fun ride those first couple days. And yeah, there could be massive wicks down after that too. So just. It's gonna be a fun ride. Let's see. Yep, checking Staker's super addicting. Yeah, it's funny. Every penny that Hex goes up, I'm just like, whoa, shoo.
I stay away from it.
Yeah. Literally every penny, I'm just like, oh my god. Oh, makes me think of those cummy rockets.
Pulsing for days.
Shame on you, Bran.
Yeah. Don't get my channel pulled down.
Yeah. Are you guys going to Vegas?
Yeah.
For the thing? Yeah.
I'm gonna be really mad if you don't go to Vegas because you're gonna be there like 3 times, and then if you don't show up for the Hexican.
I know. I'm literally going 3 times in 2 months, bro. Like
that's intense, man.
I know. Yeah.
And then he backs out on the Hexican meetup.
There's always next year.
It's gonna be a serious rug pull. No, there won't. You gotta go. Yeah, this is the last little piece of the game changing as far as Pulse and Hex goes. If you guys don't know, Staker.app is essentially starting to turn into what Robinhood is for stocks, except Staker's doing it for crypto. Obviously, it's a little bit more focused and oriented around Hex, but it is a brilliant app. And the only issue with it right now is it uses the Gnosis safes, and it costs them with these Ethereum gas fees. It's costing them anywhere from like $20 to $40 to get a wallet per app user. So hopefully, with the launch of PulseChain, they'll be able to provide everyone with a wallet immediately when they download the app. And after that point, that honestly will probably be the easiest on-ramp I've ever seen in a crypto app, because they'll literally have their fiat to crypto in wallet. They'll have their wallet in app. And then on top of that, they actually are able to stake their Hex within the app as well. And they don't even have to use Ethereum for gas fees if they don't want to. It can actually transact using Hex or USDC for your gas. You don't have to swap back and forth between Ethereum. So Staker.app's doing some truly revolutionary things. It's just missing that last component of you need to get that wallet from the rip. Otherwise, the adoption is just not there. So PulseChain solves that. And you guys already know how annoying Hexicans are on Twitter and all out in the space. Imagine once they get an app that is the perfect onboarding tool. Oh my God, it's gonna rock it.
To the moon.
To the moon, way past the moon. We'll probably be at the moon already by then. We're going to Mars. We'll bring Elon on for the ride. Richard has a Lex Friedman interview coming up, and then we're just going off to Saturn.
Bro, we haven't talked enough about that right there.
Well, and
that's massive, dude.
And that's one thing. Like, you can say all the shit you want about Richard, but the dude has amazing interviews. Whether you love him or hate him, like, he has some of the most entertaining, knowledgeable interviews in the space, hands down. Because most crypto people are boring, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
they're boring as fuck.
Yeah.
Richard puts on a performance when he does a podcast.
You guys should have been like Miguel.
What's that?
No, you guys totally failed, bro.
Did I fuck it up?
No, yeah, you fucked it up. Like he's like,
Sorry.
yeah, a lot of these crypto guys are real boring, Miguel.
Oh.
Or it could have been like Wasabi or Motley Brand. I gave you guys the layup and like nothing, bro.
No. Hey, man, you were down in the dumps a couple days. I don't want to dunk on you too soon. There you go. just sit there and pout. Your little astronaut pouting. Look at these degens. Yeah, but those interviews are huge. Lex Freeman has already said that he's willing to have Richard Hart on. So Richard Hart is also not stupid with his timing, right? So he's going to wait for that sacrifice phase to take place. He's going to wait for Hex to pump, price to pump. He's going to wait to essentially release PulseChain, the fork of Ethereum. And just imagine coming in with all that ammo into an interview with Lex Freeman, a whole new audience, very intelligent audience, mainly out of the crypto space. Maybe some of his audience dabbles in it, but for the most part, very outside of the space that most of us work within. There's a lot of value in that interview. And then that opens up other doors to Elon, to Joe Rogan, to Neil deGrasse Tyson, all these big podcasters that are not necessarily in the crypto space, but they're in the tech, they're in the dark web kind of environment. And once you have an interview with one of them and it goes well, they suggest you to all their friends, right? And next thing you know, it's a snowball effect. And mainstream knows about Hex and Pulse and everything else that Richard wants to talk about. I'm very excited when those do finally start to take place.
Yeah. You want to talk about Elon? I mean, Elon watches Lex podcast, and like you mentioned, Joe Rogan and all the other guys. So I think it is kind of the tactical and strategy play to, get the eggs in the line first before doing such a thing that's going to be so viral and massive. Because you can't go back from that. Like, we saw what happened with Doge. I mean, same thing with something that's got possibly even more product market fit.
Yeah, just make sure you guys who are getting into Pulse that you guys use my Adam and Eve discount code.
And Basho, just to your point, day one FOMO, Richard actually designed this sacrifice phase to actually reward people that FOMO in on day one. I think it's not going to be as much as it was originally designed because he's structuring a bonding curve where that way people don't get an insane amount of the supply just by aping in by the second. But if you do go in early, you'll probably see a lot more token X essentially, which becomes Pulse. Or you might want to wait a couple days and dollar cost in, at least for the first couple days, because let's say you own a bag of Hex, that's going to be continuously pumping for a good period of time going through the sacrifice phase. So maybe the multiples of X you get on your Pulse token outweigh the amount of token X's value as it goes up during the sacrifice phase. So there's going to be a lot of game theory taking place there. I know a lot of us on screen have talked about just sitting here monitoring our screens, freaking looking at crypto. Is going to be on his TA, watching that hourly chart, and we'll start figuring out our positions to enter. Yeah. So
I'm going to be on.
It's going to be fun. I'm taking leave. I'm taking days off. Too much, and that's what we're talking about, right? There's just too much money to be made in the space when you know something. A big move like this is taking place. If you're not fully maximizing and taking advantage of it, you're leaving money on the table. So you'd be stupid not to take the time to invest and act on it fully. So I know I will be.
Yeah, Wasabi, we got a special request for you, man.
What's that? Where's it?
Bitfinesse.
Bitfinesse? Oh, okay. Oh,
his comment. Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait,
might be muted.
Hold on. Wait, let me see. There we go.
Oh, you put me on the spot there, Motley.
I got you, bro.
All right, hold on.
We need the soundbite.
All right, I need to be looking at a chart when I do this.
Oh my god!
Simulate the scenario here.
Damn straight.
Jesus.
Oh man.
All right, let's see. I'm getting the chart up. So
I'll give you one guess at what chart he's about to look at while he's about to say this. There's only one chart.
Look into the reflection of his glasses. It's the only hint you'll ever get.
It's the golden chart. No, that's why he's got
Alright.
he's got anti-reflective glasses on just for this purpose.
Oh no, we'll put up the Hex to USD chart. I won't show
Okay.
the golden chart, but we'll do TA on it.
Yes, just so you guys
So-
can just enjoy this together.
Let's see. Just give me 30 seconds here.
I'm just not very happy with
This
Wasabi right now.
this gives everyone a chance to start working their way towards getting their pulses in and climaxing. So this is good.
This is chart
Oh,
porn
geez.
for all you guys. So
Hold on,
alright,
hold on. I gotta make sure this has got to be all you. Man, what? Sorry, guys. Trash, whatever. Okay.
That's real.
so we could do that too. All right.
All right.
So-
you're just gonna have to listen to this voice.
All right. So if we look at the weekly chart on Hack, this is a extremely bullish weekly chart. To me, this looks ridiculous. Just how beautiful this uptrend is here. You can even see it. The moving average here, this teal line. So this is the 7-day. It's holding that as some kind of support. So we're at the phase now where this can start expanding very quickly. I mean, you could just see green candles for the next 2 months if this keeps going. But again, if you break down to where Hex is today with respect to the full market cycle, my perception on this entire move is that it's been the 1 and 2 wave. So let me make that let me change the color of this. There we go. It's easier to see now.
Yeah.
So my perception is this was the entire 1 and 2 wave leading up to big payday.
Phase coming up.
And then we're entering the next expansion phase on the 3 wave for this phase of the market cycle. And the 3 wave, again, this is typically the most explosive parabolic phase in the market cycle.
Explosive.
So in terms of all the expansion phases, these are generally the best ones in the phase of the whole bull market. I mean, emotions are going to get very exuberant. I think we're going to hit peak euphoria sometime this summer across the whole market. And so far, this price chart here looks amazing to me. I mean, just look at where it is today compared to even big payday. So let's draw a support line here.
Ryan, I should. Oh wait, no, that's not what I want. Where'd that comment go? Damn.
Yeah, this is insane actually. So you can even see. I didn't even notice this until actually putting the line on the chart, but it basically retested. It retested the high back from big payday. There was this wick at the end of last year, right before New Year's, but since this is a wick on the weekly chart, I kind of disregard that. But you can even see it retested the weekly close from big payday, and it's starting to enter back into price discovery. So this can start expanding much faster than people expect. So you are going to see big stakes or big what seems like a lot of USD sold or bought on Hex whale bots. What a lot of people don't get is there's a lot of inexperienced people in this market when it comes to the market, like the market cycles and how high this shit can go. And there's a lot of wallets that are severely underselling how high this thing can really go. So there's going to be lots of regrets. There's going to be a lot of regrets when people realize what they once had. And a lot of that just comes due to just the losing patience, and they're not going to have the same bags even at the beginning of next market cycle. They're just not. So we're still very early in this. I mean, that is one of the best weekly charts I do mean it when I say that. That's one of the best weekly charts I've seen on a price chart. Period. It's so good.
I swear to God, if you ever say this again, I'm banning you, bro. If you ever FUD the golden chart, I will ban you, permaban. The golden chart is very real.
Yeah, it is very real, but I'm not sharing it. It's too good of
we can't just hand over alpha to you guys just for shits and giggles. It's not worth it.
Yeah, they don't think you're worth it.
Sorry, guys.
You forgot to say expansion phase.
Yeah, you got it.
I said expansion phase.
Okay, my bad.
Say it slower.
Say with some passion and slowly, seductive.
Expansion phase. Expansion phase.
Oh my god. Expansion phase.
Yeah.
Was that it?
Well,
Bit finesse? Was that what you wanted?
Can't wait till we super chat finesse.
Did I deliver on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Totally,
it was
man,
everything I
totally.
hoped and more.
I can't see the price of my phone on the freeway.
Thanks, D'Artagnan. Appreciate that. Oh, here we go. And this is another thing of the game theory. People will emergency in stake if we start seeing those price points above 10 cents and 15 cents and 20 cents, 25.
It's gonna happen. It's
Oh my
definitely
God.
gonna happen.
And you know the amazing thing for all of you that keep your stakes, we get to take Walter's we get to take all of Walter's penalties and it goes to our stack. That's another beautiful game mechanic of Hex.
Right. But hey, you guys, I do understand sometimes about emergency on staking because you go from a regular trailer to like a double wide with that Hex stake, and like upwards mobility, climbing the Citadel.
That's
sometimes
that's class right there. Double
sometimes
wide.
we drop diamonds in order to keep a
Envy.
diamond.
Envy of the trailer parks when you get the double wide. So, and that's the thing too, right? If you want an emergency in stake or you feel like it's time for you to take profits, but I mean, that's what's so beautiful about Hex. It's set up for everyone to win. So you in stake, claim your profits, sell your Hex for whatever price point you want. But I mean, the staking class is going to get rewarded for you not living up to your terms. So you're all that interest that you should have received if you just waited, that gets distributed to the staking class. So if you're willing to pay that price, the staking class will gladly take your interest that you lose. So it works out for everyone. Drunk texting activated. Yep.
Oh, never mind.
Yep. Listen to Matty, guys. He's a he's a Hex therapist. So smash the like buttons.
Okay. Just hit the downvote now.
That works too, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Whoops, that's weird. Oh shoot, I lost it.
Dude,
Finesse was happy with your expansion phase. No, Timothy, I can't. Sorry.
Dude, actually, I don't. That would be kind of cool though, having it laminated.
Oh yeah, we all just like keep it in our house, just like it's in the safe or it's hidden.
Yeah. Like
We
he's
can-
like, it's
we
in
could
here. Like this is wasabi at the hotel. Like,
What's
I'll show you for a little bit, just a peek.
what's that thing like a geocache? We could do that where we just like lay clues all over the place.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a geocache of the golden chart.
Motley, we need to make golden chart shirts.
Yeah, for sure. I know Hex Mac and I were talking about start doing some clothing stuff recently, so we might.
With a shoulder pad thing for the thing.
If we do a price chart shirt for the Hex, it's wrapping over the shoulder for sure. Sure. I can't upvote any harder. Yep. So downvote and then upvote again.
I wonder if that actually would help. That like you got to think like okay,
Probably not.
I know probably not. But can you
Probably
imagine
not.
if someone downvoted something and then they upvoted it and then it's like wow these guys convinced them, and you get like a higher percentage gain on it for some reason. I don't know.
Lurker wants some shitcoinery after all the Hex talk. Anything? Oh, you could talk about potentially Cardano's first contract, smart contract, if you want to. I don't know if- do you want to talk about that yet, or do you want to keep that under wraps?
Well, it looks like
if we even know if it's 100% going to become
there's a
Cardano's
big
first smart contract.
Yeah, there's a big upgrade coming up within like here's crypto people in a month or two. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know.
A month or two,
right? But
Yeah.
then from there, I think what's it called Cardano goes live and everything like that, and then you'll be able to put projects on there. So we'll see. I mean, I ain't holding my breath, but if it is, fuck yeah, that you'll see Cardano really pump off of that. If not, then it might actually kind of stablecoin off a little bit.
So are you gonna tell him what it is, or are you gonna withhold it from him? That's
Withhold.
the question.
Withhold.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Sorry, internet lurker. Sorry.
Yeah.
DC knows potentially the first contract on ADA, and he's just not going to tell you. Yeesh. But if you pay for a consultation, maybe then.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Maybe then he could tell you.
Sure. You guys could look into something called Charlie 3. It's kind of a shit coin, but it's an oracle on top of Cardano that's not on that's on Ethereum that will eventually go onto Cardano. We'll see.
That's hilarious. It's on Ethereum.
It's on Ethereum.
No, but if we're for real, most Polka projects that are out right now, they're on Ethereum right now.
They're on
too.
Ethereum, and they're gonna chance forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's like I can't even shit on it. Like it's like, but it just is what it is, dude. So I took a little speculative bet on it, but just is, yeah. RGT, man, shoo, when that pumps, bro, it's gonna be the biggest I told you. But I'm just sitting on it. RGT, yeah, Rory Capital. I think that one's gonna do pretty well.
What's Rory sitting at right now? Let's see.
$18, $19.
18, 19.
Yeah, pretty good. It's been fluctuating between 13 to 20. Like literally, it always does that. It just goes chopping.
17 right now. A little bit of a dip.
Nice. You mean normal?
Okay. I said a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got for him besides Rory Capital?
In terms of shitcoinery, like how deep of shitcoin are we talking about here?
He says, "Was RGT pumped to 700?" I think he's still got a little ways for that. Potentially cycle if those guys stay on. Those guys are so young and smart. Like if they stay on with that project, they could do well.
You could do well. Like I'm mostly in a lot of like more mid caps right now in terms of just like they're good projects, good fundamentals. Obviously, fundamentals don't mean shit in a bull market or with all this crazy stuff. But yeah, Shiba might be good.
Here, yeah, I was about to say let me shield Cookie Boy's Shiba token. So if you guys don't know, it's the ERC20 of Doge. So
got it.
There you go, Cookie. We showed your Shiba. Boom.
Go make your money.
Yeah, go buy it all. Pump his bags. All right, guys. Yeah. I guess that pretty much wraps it up. So we got the sacrifice chamber coming up soon. It's gonna be great for Hex. If you haven't bought Hex yet, I would probably buy some. Ride the wave up. PulseChain's coming out. It's gonna be pretty amazing. Ethereum's at all-time highs. Uniswap V3's live. Freaking dollar cost cryptos predicting Uni to pump through the roof here shortly. What else is big going on in the space right now, or what do we have coming down the pipeline?
And well, other than Pulse and Hex and all that stuff coming out,
parachains eventually. Wait, real quick, why are parachains like so damn delayed at this point?
Because they were waiting for Ethereum to see what Ethereum would do. Basically, that's what I think. And
Trying
obviously they'll say no. We were just double checking and triple checking the code, making sure that there's no bugs. Yeah, maybe, but probably they wanted to make sure that nobody was launching anything around the time. They all want to have their season, and these guys would cock block each other at all times to stop each other from doing this. So like, imagine this. Imagine like let's say Sushi was going to do this gigantic upgrade that was going to be revolutionary, and then Uni decides, hey, we're launching V3 today, right on top of it, to try to cock block it. That's the sort of stuff that ends up happening. Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it for today. Bram, where can they find you?
allmylinks.com/balletbram.
Easy enough. Dollar cost.
You can follow me at dollar cost crypto everywhere and anywhere.
Yep.
Twitter to YouTube.
And look into crypto.
You can find me Look Into Crypto on Twitter and YouTube.
The man with the golden chart has spoken. All right, guys. Enjoy that third wave coming up, the expansion phase. And we'll catch you next Thursday. I believe dollar costs. I think you're hosting the show. You're going to be able to host it next week?
Probably not. We might have to do it like Tuesday. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it might be on Crypto Coffee or Look Into Crypto's channels. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.